This is the L2C Media Network. And this is Sports Final, brought to you by the L2C Media Network. And now, with a Monday night full of sporty goodness for your sporty balls, here's our man, Steve, the Baxman Baxley. Well, that was a nice thing. Thank you, Harry. Good evening, everybody. And by the way, Harry is doing double duty for next 4 weeks as Franklin Pangborn, the senior announcer here on our broadcast, takes a well-deserved little vacay. I know I forgot to plug in the light, so forgive me for just a couple of moments. Gonna move the microphone. This is what happens when you don't. Wow. Hey, I kind of like that. It's nice and meaty. But we got to have some sort of big light. There we go. Hi there. Washed out, but we're here in spirit. You want to, there we go. There we are. There we are. It's sparkly. Anyway, let's get on with it. We got your sports news and views and everything else. But of course, we always begin with a look at the scoreboard. And of course, it is Major League Baseball, both major and minor league baseball. We will cover for you as we do on a normal basis. So let's get going. Of course, all the scores we give you are presented to you by Caesars Sportsbook, who constantly are all Caesars. Okay, let's get to the going on right now on the West Coast. The Oakland Athletics lead the Seattle Mariners by a score of 3-2 in the 8th. Hopefully that game will end before we end, and we'll give you the final score. Let's keep going, shall we? In 11 innings, Boston Red Sox took care of Texas Rangers 8-4, 8-8-2 for Boston, 4-10-1 for the Rangers. Whitlock got a little merry and a little hi-ho. Got the win. He's 5-2. Santana played his guitar to perfection. Still lost the game. 2-3 is his record. Pittsburgh Pirates beat up the Arizona Diamondbacks 6-5. 6-8-0 for the Pirates. 5-8-1 for the DBs. Bandai, good gamer. Even better pitcher. Got his second win in a row, or second win of the season. He's 2-0. Ramirez didn't do so well. He's 0-1. Bednar gets his second save for the Pirates. Toronto Blue Jays, after getting their tails kicked by the Detroit Tigers yesterday, well, they needed something to chew on, and they did. The White Sox, 2-1 final score, 2-5-1 for the Jays, 1-5-1 for the White Sox. Meza was amazing. You'll get it one of these days. He got a win. He's 3-1. Kimbrel, the mighty Hunter, got the loss for the Sox. He's 2-4. And Romano got his 12th save of the season for the Blue Jays. Yankees returned to action after facing off against a tropical storm and winning. They beat the Braves today 5-1, 5-6-1 for the Yanks, 1-5-0 for the Bravos. Montgomery gets the win for the Yanks. He's 5-5. Noah gets the loss for the Braves. He's 4-3. Chicago Cubs, they did something good. They won after a record 13-game home losing streak. A walk-off homer sends the Cub fans happy that they beat the Rockies by a score of 6-4. 6-9-0 for the Cubs, 4-9-0 for the Rockies. Rodriguez gets the win for the Cubs. He's 2-2. The Bard gets the loss for the Rocks. He's 7-6. Kansas City Royals over the Houston Astros 7-1, 7-13-1 for the Royals, 1-7-1 for the Stros. Lynch gets a win for the Royals. He's 4-3. Greinke gets a loss. He's 12-4 for the Stros. And that, believe it or not, is your Major League Baseball report. Let's say a good hippie ho to the minor leagues. Let's go to AAA. We got some action still going on right now. We got to find out if we can do some of the soft action, that lovely thing we like to do, the live listen-ins. Well, think about that. Let's just continue molting here. Sacramento in the top of the sixth, they lead Tacoma 4-3. Also in the top of the sixth, Albuquerque, the Isotopes lead Las Vegas 6-5. In the middle of the seventh, Reno leads Salt Lake 2-0. Let's go to some finals. In the first game of the double dip, Reno beat Salt Lake by a score of 6-2. 6-9-0 for Reno, 2-4-1 for Salt Lake. Sugarland, oh honey, honey, do 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 do. Sugarland beat Oklahoma City 6-5. 6-2-1 for Sugarland, 5-9-1 for Oklahoma City. El Paso beat up on Round Rock 9-6, 9-13-0 for El Paso, 6-13-1 for Round Rock, and that is the AAA board. Let's go now to AA. There were no games in AA. How about High A? There were no games scheduled on High A. How about the Low A? Nope, no games scheduled on that one. So that's pretty much it for our baseball report. There you go. You gotta love it. Four leagues. You got triple, double, high, low. And we only had one league up and running today. Okay, let us have the enviable task of giving you the NFL scores. And let's give you the Monday night tilt. Since it's preseason, we'll just give you the scores. We'll avoid the until the regular season. Then we're right in action. And the Monday night quarterback, that will be on audio tape. So it'll be a part of the show. Aren't you glad we plan all this so we don't screw up like we did last year when we tried our experiment? It will work. Jaguars thought they had it, but the Saints pulled it out at the end. They won 23-21. And that is your Monday Night Football scoreboard. Lines before we march on to some regular stuff. On Monday, Patrick Reed disclosed that he has been in a Houston area hospital recovering from bilateral pneumonia for the last few days. Reed has not played since the WGC FedEx St. Jude Invitational at Southwind just after competing at the 2020 Olympics and withdrew from the Northern Trust before it started with an ankle injury. Boy, this guy can't catch a break, can he now? There's a lot of stake for Reed in the month ahead. He's currently slotted 22nd in the FedEx Cup standings, but projected to fall just a few spots ahead of next week's BMW Championship. The top 30 in the FedEx Cup advanced to the Tour Championship at East Lake in the week for our friends in foreign lands. The top 30 in the FedEx Cup advanced to the Tour Championship at East Lake the week after that. Reed has made the Tour Championship in each of the last 7 years, but according to the Golf Channel folks, he'll have to rely on what those around him do, as he will apparently not be playing in the BMW. Reed said in a statement that he is on the road to recovery. Once I'm cleared from the doctor, I look forward to returning. I wish you all the best, and I can't wait to get back out there. Later, Patrick's wife, Justine, added that the last few days have been scary, but that they are following doctor's orders, and Patrick will be back out playing as soon as they can give him the go-ahead. Reed is ninth in the U.S. Ryder Cup standings and will not earn enough points over the next few weeks. Point earning ends at the BMW to get into the top 6 and qualify on points. He could still be one of Steve Stricker's 6 captain's picks, and that'll be a pretty fascinating competition with golfers like Webb Simpson, Jordan Spieth, Patrick Cantlay, Harris English, Tony Finau, and Daniel Berger all vying for the last 6 spots as well. All are currently outside of automatic qualifying. Can you forgive me for a moment, folks? Mom, can you check the sink in the kitchen? Thank you. All right, and speaking about golf, and we were, I'm doing my broadcast. There are a number of ways Tony Finau's run of 143 consecutive tournaments since his last victory could have ended, but few would have been as meaningful as how he won the Northern Trust on Monday at Liberty National Golf Club. Finau took down one of the best PGA Tour fields in the last decade, and wow, he did it with, he had an impossible task, but see if everything is off in the sink. Could have ended, but few would have been a meaningful trust on Monday at Liberty National Golf Club. Finau took down one of the best PGA Tour fields in the last decade and held off the hottest player in the world, who also happens to be the number 1 playoff. Finau bookended his win at the Puerto Rico Open, which was being played opposite a WGC event 1,975 days ago, with a 1-hole playoff win over Cameron Smith after firing a 65 in a postponed final round. Both Finau and Smith ended regulation at 20 under, while Jon Rahm, currently number 1 in the world and on one of the greatest heaters of his career, faded to 18 under to lose a tournament he led for 4.5 straight days. Finau's closing kick was magnificent. He shot a 30 on the back 9 that included a 3-foot eagle and 3 other birdies. It almost got away from him on the final hole when his approach shot came up short in a bunker, but he put a 6-footer right in the heart and got into a playoff with Smith that ended about 5 seconds after it began, when Smith blasted his tee shot out of bounds. Finau made a straightforward par, and 5 years' worth of murmuring about his ability to shut down events was finally silenced. It was not unwarranted either. Finau had finished in the top 10 at PGA Tour events 39 times since his win in 2016 at the Puerto Rico Open, according to a data golf tool that measures how a player performs under pressure in final rounds. Finau would have been expected to win 3.8 times based on how he entered final rounds since the start of 2015. His Saturday performance, because they didn't play on Sunday, dropped that expected value down to 2.6. That's not great, especially since he won just one of them. But that's all over now. And there are multiple nails in the coffin. The first is holding off Rahm. The second is doing it with a monster close. And the third is shutting it down in an event that had one of the strongest fields of the last decade. So congratulations. Okay, by the way, a little reminder that right now on the YouTube network, it's Lost Between the Interwebs with the humble Minnesota lawyer, Mr. Nick Rikita, and his friend Drexel this week. Cool. Their adventures begin at midnight Eastern, about 23 minutes ago, 11 Central, on the Rikita Law channel here on the YouTube network. All right, in more NFL news, as if that wasn't enough, New York Giants head coach, hello, let's do this proper. Here we go. New York Giants head coach Joe Judge has kept starting quarterback for the first 2 preseason games, but he announced on Monday that Jones will play when the Giants host the New England Patriots next Sunday. This week, we'll treat more than as the dress rehearsal for the regular season, Judge said via Sportsnet New York, or SNY as it's called. My expectation at this point will be for Daniel to play at least the first half and decide what we do coming out of halftime later in the week. As for why Judge didn't give Jones 1 or 2 series this weekend against the Cleveland Browns, the second-year coach said that, well, he was happy with what he got out of his quarterback in the joint practices leading up to the game. I can understand that. Jones is entering a pivotal season. While he has thrown 22 interceptions and fumbled 29 times in 27 total games, there have been times he flashed star potential. He's thrown 35 touchdowns his first 2 seasons, and he's rushed for 702 yards and 3 scores, with an improved defense and some key additions made on the offensive side of the ball, such as wide receivers Kenny Golladay, Kadarius Toney, and John Ross III. Expectations are high, sky high, something the Duke product has accepted. Jones also gets star running back Saquon Barkley back, who missed most of last year with torn ACL. He hasn't played any snaps this preseason either, and it doesn't sound like he'll get any action in the final exhibition matchup for the Giants. So we'll find out what happens, won't we? Yes, we shall. More football excitement, more football news. Hey, it's the end of the preseason coming up. So you got to know we are smiling. Well, some of us are, because, as I say, preseason games are a little meaningless. Everson Griffin is headed home. He and the Minnesota Vikings couldn't come to terms. But 2 years later, he's reuniting with them following a workout with the team last week. The team announced Griffin's signing on its official Twitter account. This resolves a major need for the Vikings after having lost Yannick Ngakoue to the Las Vegas Raiders in free agency. Griffin will join Sheldon Richardson in return defense front this coming season. Now, on paper, it certainly strengthens the unit. One headlined by Danielle Hunter and Dalvin Tomlinson, the latter having also been acquired this year via free agency. That's right. Along with Richardson, Griffin, and Michael Pierce, so it appears things are coming together for Mike Zimmer's new-look pass rush unit. Griffin negotiated a clause into his previous contract with the Vikings that allowed for the voiding of the final 3 years of his deal if 2 criteria were met. He'd first have to play in at least 57% of the snaps in 2019, deliver a minimum of 6 sacks in the process. He'd end the season with 15 starts and 8 sacks under his belt, given the right to opt out of the remainder of his deal, and he did just that. 4-year, $58 million extension signed in 2017. Initially locked him through the 2022 season, and he agreed to a restructuring of the deal in 2019, a move that in and of itself hinted as to what was to come. Now, the 4-time Pro Bowler went on to sign with the Dallas Cowboys. That didn't go well, leading them to trade him to the Detroit Lions just ahead of the NFL deadline in October. He'd fare slightly better in the Motor City, logging 3.5 sacks, but didn't re-sign with the Lions once the season concluded. You think he was trying to tell them something. Instead, he'll remain in the familiar NFC North. It'll be an equally familiar Viking uniform. Griffin spent 10 seasons in Minnesota prior to leaving for what he thought would be greener pastures, but they were anything but. So now he's back on his side of the lawn, or on his side of the lawn. Either verb will kick it in. Tom Brady has been saying for years that he plans on playing in the NFL until he's 45, but now he's almost reached that goal. It seems as plans have changed. During a recent interview with NBC Sports' Peter King, Brady seems to insinuate that age will no longer be a factor in his retirement decision, and that he's going to keep playing as long as he thinks he's good enough to help his team win a Super Bowl. Brady said of retirement, "I'll know when the time's right. If I'm not in a championship level, if I'm not then I'm not going to play. If I'm a liability to the team, I mean, no way. But if I think I can win a championship, then I'll play. Brady, who turned 44 on August 3rd, will meet his original goal of playing till he. Now, if he can play for 2 more seasons, there's no reason to think he can't do that. The man played the entire quarantined season of 2020 with a torn MCL, and he was still able to lead the Buccaneers to a Super Bowl win. Very good. Very good. Heading into his 22nd season, Brady is arguably healthier than he's been at any point the past decade. The quarterback underwent knee surgery this offseason. Surgery worked out so well that Brady is now able to play without wearing a brace left knee. Not only is he healthy, but he also has another year under his belt in Bruce Arians' offense, and the longer he stays in the offense, the better he'll likely get as he becomes more familiar with it. Now, Brady winning the Super Bowl while playing in an offense that he had to learn on the fly should frighten every other NFL team. Brady's current contract runs through the 2022 season, but if he still wants to play after that, you can bet the Bucs will be happy to extend it. Although Brady is now leaving the door open for playing past age 45, like certain other quarterback for the Raiders, Mr. George Blanda, don't expect him to play until he's 50. After Buccaneers GM Jason Licht suggested in May that Brady might play that long, the 7-time Super Bowl winner shot down that idea pretty quickly. Oh, we wish him luck. Don't we? Yes, indeed. All right. We go from one spin of football to another. Let's take you down to the pitch and hit some soccer balls. That's right. Time for our soccer report. Let's go to the Premier League. West Ham United took out Leicester City 4-1. Spanish La Liga, Seville over Getafe 1-0. Osasuna over Celta Vigo, goose eggs. Italia Serie A, Cagliari over and Spezia tied at 2. Milan over Sampdoria 1-0. In Danish soccer, it was Nordsjælland over Vejle 3-1. Finland soccer, Helsinki over Lodi, Christine, I think it was, 1-0. Portuguese Premier League action, Estrela Pereira over Pacos de Ferreira 3-1. Boavista 2, Santa Clara 0. In Sweden, these are the scores. Kalmar over Osterlands 1-0. Varsberg over Gotsberg 2-1. Mjölby over and Djurgårdens tied at 0. Turkish action. Trabzonspor over Sivasspor 2-1. Galatasaray 2. Hatayspor 1. Brazil. Red Bull Bragantino 2. America Mineiro 0. Atletico Mineiro and Fluminense tied at 1. And that is your sports du jour, which means we just got a few little croats to do this, and then it's a good night for all. So let's bring it up right now. Do we have anything new to give out? No, we do not. Okay. Here we go. Okay, South Korean baseball, the Korean Baseball Organization. One game as 1 out of 3 games were played. The other 2 postponed. Lodi Giants beat up the KT Wiz Swang 6-2. Park Si-woong for the Giants gets a win. He's 7-7. Des Pajin got the loss. He's 10-7. Is that it? That's it. My God, that's it. We done hit the sports. Yes. Let's take you to a wee bit of fun here while we have this moment of opportunity. We got a couple of we got some media beefs for you. Let's be tasteful. The SEC is the lone NC2A power conference to not finalize a COVID-19 forfeit policy, though one is, of course, expected by the start of the season. And while much of the policy is expected to be released by the ACC, Big 12, Big 10, and Pac 12, the SEC's policy could end up including a little bit of a caveat, a little bit of a financial penalty tied into TV revenues. This is how smart the SEC is. Now, the Athletic had the story. The SEC schools that are forced to cancel games because of COVID-19 outbreaks could end up with a smaller chunk of their revenue sharing from TV contracts. However, per the Athletics reporting, there's significant asterisk to the penalty. It only comes into play if the total amount of games drops below the necessary minimum in the SEC's TV deals with CBS and ESPN. In short, that means the team won't necessarily be financially punished for one forfeit. But if the amount begins to spiral out of control, then the penalties will come into play. There is a little curiosity if there'll be a sliding scale for the penalties. Say the SEC falls under the minimum total of games in its TV deals. Would a school with one forfeit be punished on the same level as a school with, say, 4? We'll have to wait and see on that. Bunch will be speculation, but why speculate? We'll just have to see what happens. ESPN, the monolith, has just announced the broadcast pairings for this season of college football. So if we got them all, yes, we do. We hope. Let's do them here. Chris Fowler, Kirk Herbstreit return as the network's top college, joined by reporter Holly Rowe, who replaced Maria Taylor when she bolted for NBC and the big bucks there. Sean McDonald, Todd Blackledge, Todd McShay, and Molly McGrath will also be back. Joe Tessitore will leave Rob Riggle and join up with Greg McElroy. They'll work together once again, and with Rowe moving up to the top team, the reporter this season will be Katie George, whose reporting role has previously been on the ACC network games. Kelsey Riggs will replace George with the ACC network duo of Dave O'Brien and Tim Hasselbeck. And now the musical chairs shall begin. Mike Golett's departure from ESPN means that Dave Pasch will work with Dusty Dworvik and Tom Luginbill this season. Mark Jones, Dworvik's partner last season, with the ESPN newbie Robert Griffin III, and Quint Kesenick. Anish Shroff, who worked with Luginbill last season, will partner up with Mike Golick Jr. this season. Matt Berry, Golick Jr.'s former Thursday night partner, will be paired with Roddy Jones this year. Jones will continue working with Wes Sturm on the ACC network broadcast and the ACC network pairing of Chris Cotter and Mark Herzlich will also work together again. SEC Network also brings back their top broadcast team of Tom Hart, Jordan Rogers, and Cole. A bunch of other pairings will also return, including Bob Weishausen and Dan Orlowski, Dave Fleming and Rod Gilmore, Beth Mowins, Kirk Morrison, Jason Benetti and Andre Ware, and Roy Philippot and Kelly Stouffer. And might be some slidings here and there, but that's mainly it for that. Okay. Do we have anything else, or is that? Oh, yes, we must report this. Whew. Got 2 more reports, and then we are in absolute cookie poo. In the shock of shocks, after his dismissal as coach in the New Orleans Pelicans, Dan Van Gundy is rejoining Turner Sports. New York Post had the story. Van Gundy will again work as game analyst for TNT and studio analyst for NBA TV. Ain't that fun? That's right. He'll be rejoining a company that's somewhat different from when he left. The retirement. Sound effects guys have lost the meaning of the term "you don't drop anything" now. What else did you drop? Well, we'll have to pick that up later. Boy, oh relado. Let's see. The retirement of Marv Albert, the departure of Chris Webber will each force some changes to Turner's broadcast lineup for next season, and how Turner decides to arrange that lineup will be something to keep an eye on in advance of the 21-22 season. Short reports, don't you think? Yes, indeed. Okay, by the way, those of us here in the old Comcast land, nothing has been confirmed, but a few weeks ago, Mediacom reached a deal with ESPN Disney Hearst to carry ACC Network. Now looks like an even bigger cable provider holdout will be carrying the conference network this season, as some Comcast subscribers have reportedly been able to find the ACC network on their proverbial dials. Let's, for a few moments, see ours here. We, of course, start off with, okay, let's see what we got here. SEC Network, NFL, Major League Baseball, Sports Channel, which is obviously hunting. NHL, NFL, ESPNU, CBS Sports Network, NBA, Fox Sports 1, Outdoor Channel. That's about it. Maybe they have, maybe they haven't yet. So we'll be on standby mode for that. Oh, negotiations are still ongoing. Okay. And apparently the ACC network appearing on Comcast last night was an operational error on the part of the distributor, ESPN. And inadvertently leading it on an overflow channel, Comcast and Disney/Hearst continue to negotiate a new contract, which is expected to include the ACC network. Now, why do I say Disney/Hearst? Because Disney owns 80% of ESPN, while Hearst Television, a subsidiary of Hearst Broadcasting, owns the remaining 20%. Disney did not buy ESPN fully. When they bought ABC, when Cap Cities with the same deal, Cap Cities ABC had 80% of ESPN. Hearst had 20. So people keep forgetting Disney only owns 80% of ESPN, with Hearst owning just 20. They never sold it. So suddenly, as we breathe a little easier, we say to thee, we say to thou, we say to thou, toodaloo, toodaloo, shaboop, shaboop. That's going to wrap it up for us. Hey, we made it up to about 42 minutes, but that's okay. You want to do it? Okay, let's spring open, shall we? Let's get an update on Jack the Ripper, Vampire Hunter. 6 days left in the original campaign before they stretch it out for more. They have made $34,650 and have 546 backers. They will have another 30 days on it. So last night, for those of you who were a part of the members stream on Mandy Summers' YouTube channel, I made the prediction of all predictions. They asked, how much will Jack the Ripper Vampire Hunter make? And I said that 42,000 will be the next level. As for the final tote, I'm going to say they will make, the final tote will be close to, if not over, $51,000. Hey, LDG, how you doing, my friend? A little late, but it is a salute. Hey there, how you doing there, LDG? Might as well entertain for the last few monuments of joy and fun that we got here on this broadcast before we calls it a what you call it, a night. That's right. We call it a day, we call it a night, but not yet, folks, because we still got more to talk about. In fact, we're going to go through the tonight's, and I'm going to say it, it continues to die on the vine. Raw's 3-hour tour of woe. So let's give you that, give you a little entertainment news as well, since we are a full service broadcast. Yes, we are full service. And someday, if we get StreamYards or whatever we get, we'll have the capacity to have some guests and just kick it back a little bit, you know? I just got to get a few things checked out before we trot in that line of dispose. So let us go to some wrestling news. How's that? Oh, good. Let's give you some Monday Night Raw results. And they were live at the Pachanga, California for the post SummerSlam edition of Raw on the USA Network. In our first match, we had WWE United States Champion Damian Priest taking on Bobby Lashley. Mike Rome does the intros. The bell rings. Lashley dumps Priest on his head. He works Priest over in the corner, now hitting him with thrust as the referee counts. Lashley with a big corner clothesline to daze Priest and put him back down. Priest counters and rocks Lashley, but Lashley slams him face first into the mat. Lashley waits for Priest to get up and delivers the spear, but Priest kicks him. Priest unloads with offense now and then clotheslines him. Sheamus suddenly rushes the ring and attacks Priest as fans boo. 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 The winner by DQ was Damian Priest, and after the bell, fans continue to boo as Sheamus unloads on Priest. Sheamus holds Priest now as Lashley works him over, and the music interrupts, and out comes Drew McIntyre to a big pop. Drew levels Sheamus at ringside, then rushes the ring to the brawl with Lashley. Drew ends up sending Lashley to the floor with a clothesline. Then it became obviously a tag match as Bobby Lashley, the WWE champion, and Sheamus battles the United States champion Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre. Sheamus, they went to the break and the tag team match is underway. McIntyre beats Sheamus around. WWE champion Bobby Lashley and WWE US champ Damian Priest watch from the corners. Sheamus turns it around, but Drew clotheslines him out of the corner. Drew with a snap suplex for a 2 count. Lashley tags in and unloads on Drew in the corner now. The referee warns him. Lashley with shoulder thrusts now as MVP encourages him. Drew ends up dropping Lashley, but Lashley rocks him in the throat to turn it back around. Sheamus tags in and goes at it with Drew. Drew kicks him and holds him for the quick double team as Priest comes in. Priest with a flying back elbow to take Sheamus down. Priest keeps the offense going on Sheamus, and it's Broken Arrow for a 2 count. Sheamus runs into an elbow in the corner. Lashley distracts Priest, allowing Sheamus to knock him to the floor. Lashley rams Priest into the barrier. Lashley scoops Priest on his shoulders and runs him into the ring post. Priest goes down as the referee counts. Lashley launches Priest into the barrier. Lashley scoops Priest again and runs him into the ring one more time. Priest goes back down. They take a rest as we go to a commercial. Back from the break, Sheamus slams Priest for a 2 count. Priest keeps fighting, but Sheamus slams him in the middle of the ring for another close 2 count. Lashley tags back in to take over, keeping control of Priest. Lashley weakens Priest now and wears him down in the middle of the ring. Priest fights back to his feet and reaches for a tag as fans rally. Lashley brings Priest back to their corner, and in comes Sheamus, stomping away on Priest in the corner. Priest fights out of a hold and then counters again with a suplex. Priest with punches to the ribs. Priest with a big kick, but he misses. Sheamus with the Irish Curse backbreaker, holding it in position to pose as fans boo. And it goes back and forth. McIntyre and Priest win. Let's see. We see recent happenings between Eva Marie and Doudrop and stills from Eva Marie's SummerSlam loss to Alexa Bliss. We also see how Doudrop announced Eva as the loser after SummerSlam match. Mackenzie Mitchell is backstage with Doudrop now, asking what happened at SummerSlam. Doudrop says she regrets associating herself with Eva, even though Eva helped her get her foot in the door at Raw, but she didn't sign up to get talked down to. Eva thought she was putting Doudrop down by giving her this name, but Doudrop likes it. Doudrop says next time she sees Eva, she's going to take care of her, and Eve suddenly attacks with a production case. Eva beats Doudrop down, leaves her lane. Eva says now this is an evolution. She walks off, and Doudrop calls her a, well, not so great word. Karrion Kross in his new look takes on Ricochet. We go back to the ring. Karrion Kross is wearing a gladiator mask on the way to the ring. His first match since losing the NXT title to Samoa Joe at TakeOver 36 last night. Back from the break, Ricochet, or as we like to call him, Jobber number 2. He's already out. He and Kross stare at each other down from their corners. The bell rings. Kross with a big overhand throw. Ricochet tries to launch a comeback. We all know how this ends. Karrion Kross is your winner. All righty. Let's see. We see post-SummerSlam footage of Sarah Schreiber leaving her Baron Corbin interview to get a word with Logan Paul, who is a star here on YouTube. Star in the relative sense of the word. Let's put it this way. If you want stars on YouTube, that would be Mandy Summers, all the folks from Comicsgate, and Nick Rekieta. Me, I'm a co-star, and I like to be that way. So we'll just go on from there to Xavier Woods taking on The Miz. Fight goes back and forth. And Woods rolled up Miz for the win. Yay. WWE's 24/7 champion Reggie is in a neighborhood. Reggie is talking about how he could never afford the ice cream truck when he was a kid because bullies would steal his change. So now he had to learn to adapt. R-Truth, still dressed like a Bush, comes from behind, but Reggie buys them both a treat from the ice cream truck and catches Truth off guard. Truth and Akira Tozawa end up trying to attack Reggie to take his title belt, but he leaps up a tree. Reggie goes on and drives away in the ice cream truck as the owner comes running out of an RV, only to see his ice cream truck speeding away. Truth and Tozawa once again blame each other for Reggie getting away. Blah. We have Mansoor versus Jinder Mahal. Mansoor gets the win on a DQ. So there you go. I know. It's not good. Brand new Raw Women's Champion Charlotte Flair comes out to address the public. Yawn. Music interrupts, and out comes Alexa Bliss with Lily. Fans pop for Bliss. Bliss congratulates Flair from the stage, and obviously the fan pop for Bliss is because they don't have the king anymore, which is Bray Wyatt, who will be going to AEW. Bliss congratulates Flair from the stage. She looks on and she says, and Lily just wanted to say, hi. Flair stares back from the ring. We see how Nia Jax and Charlotte Flair faced Nikki ASH and Rhea Ripley last week. Jack and Shayna Baszler are backstage now. Baszler is still a little sour over Jack teaming with Flair last week. Jack was just trying to get herself in the title picture, but she won't make that mistake again. Baszler says they butt heads often, but when they are on the same page, they can't be stopped. Oh, God, help me. Do I really have to read all this for another few moments? I guess so. Nikki Ash and Rhea Ripley take on Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. Nikki Ash and Rhea Ripley win it, thus making Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler jobettes. Let's see. Here we go. Tag team champion Riddle taking on AJ Styles. Riddle wins it. I don't need to describe it. Riddle wins, and AJ continues to job. I think maybe he should have signed with Impact. Imagine if he came back to Impact. Wow. Or went to Ring of Honor. Maybe gone to AEW, but I don't think they want AJ Styles. I mean, they got to be happy with the folks they do have. Anyway. Here are the, by the way, the next tapings for, I guess, the next taping for what used to be a fun little show on Wednesday nights. NXT opened with new $1 Million champion Cameron Grimes and Hall of Famer Ted DiBiase getting out of a limo in the parking lot. They get a big pop as they come to ring for the $1 Million celebration. Talk about the takeover win over LA Knight and going straight to the moon. He's proud to be Grimes' mentor now. The segment ends with Grimes shooting a bunch of fake dollar bills into the crowd with his face on them. Ridge Holland defeated Timothy Thatcher after the match. Tommaso Ciampa checks on Thatcher, but Holland shoved him. Pete Dunne joined in, and a brawl broke out. Oni Lockhart ran out, as did Danny Burch, making his return from injury. The heels left Thatcher and Ciampa laying. Indy Hartwell and Dexter Lumis are shown backstage with their new engagement t-shirt. Their wedding is announced for the September 14th NXT episode. And Casey Cazzano and Caden Carter defeat Gigi Dolan and JC Jane. If you want to watch it, be nice and please watch. Make everything feel good, eh? All right. And it should. That is it for us. We breathe a little easier. And we say we hope you all had a brilliant night. Great day. We're back tomorrow night. This time at our regular spot on the dial, 11:35. I'm Steve, the Baxman Backsaloon, for everyone connected with this program. Thank you for watching. Have a great night. For Harry von Stuttgart, who I think he'll be back with us tomorrow. Oh, good. I miss that little person. No, I miss person. He's a very nice person. And she is. Anyway. That is going to, like I said, wrap things up for us. This has been a presentation of Mystifying Creativity Productions in association with the L2C Media Network and L2C Sports. We are back tomorrow night, 11:35 till the close. And if I get a package from Mandy Summers, I'm going to open it on the show. Should be fun, shouldn't it? Yes, it should be. So, ladies and gentlemen, hook up with us tomorrow. We'll be fun. We'll be better. We'll be here. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great night on the West Coast, morning on the East Coast. It is Tuesday morning. And aren't you all glad of that? I know I am. Thanks, everybody. Good night. LDG of Geeks Enjoy. Enjoy your night, my friend. We will see you all tomorrow, 11:35 p.m. Please join us then. Have a great one. Bye for now.